This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Welcome and thank you for tuning in for another episode. I don't have Harvey with me today, but Fairy Kitty is here. I think the reason she's joined me is because Arnie, the most recent feral foster, he is spending more time. He's technically upstairs. He came to the top of the stairs and he's hanging at the end of the hall, just kind of getting the lowdown on what's going on up here. And I think she's a little intimidated by him because, he's acting like a troll. He doesn't want anyone to go downstairs. It's like he's claiming the basement. I shouldn't laugh. For cats, this isn't cool. They don't like it. Anyway, Fairy Kitty's recording with me. So if you hear any purring or meowing or walking on keyboards, that's her. Harvey's down with the bunnies, of course. I just let him spend a ton of time down there because I figure eventually it'll wear off. So far, that has not happened. All right. Wait, I want to tell you one other thing about Harvey. He's such a good help with the bunnies. I had an exercise pen set up. I gave them some extra space that I thought would be cool. I walked away to go pull a few weeds not too far away. When I turned around, one of the bunnies was out. He had jumped. I tried to put a cover over it, but just in case, I asked Harvey to stay there and keep an eye on things. That's one way he helps. They don't jump out when Harvey's sitting there. And he's also helped that sometimes when it's time to retrieve them, this is not an exercise pen that I can walk in. I mean, I can crawl in. I barely fit through the thing, but you can't sit up. So it's kind of hard to catch a bunny sometimes. But here's what does work. I can open up the door. And Harvey, he also has to crawl in, but he does. He crawls in, he goes to the end so they won't go down that way. And then it makes it easier for me to get a hold of them, to get them back in the house. Okay. We're talking today about, it's a reminder or an invitation for us to stop scattering the power of our good spells. It's to stop diluting or contradicting all our best manifesting work, which we sometimes do without realizing it. So this is how to stop scattering your spell power. You might be familiar with this routine where, you give a really good instruction. You get nicely aligned to what you want. And then instead of letting it go and letting universe do its magical thing with it, instead of doing that, we contradict it by, we do it in so many ways. We contradict that good spell by, sometimes we're just feeling anxious until something changes. We're waiting for reality to shift before we feel better. That's not helpful because that feeling anxious or whatever it might be that isn't feeling fabulous, that is a spell in itself. That scatters our good spell power when we are tense or when we're feeling the drama or when we're nervous. Yeah. So that's not helpful. Also, sometimes we just doubt that it's going to work. Like when we can't see a way, we just think it can't happen. That's a big contradiction to the manifesting instruction that we gave universe. Let's not do that. Sometimes we find ourselves ruminating on the problem or revisiting the contrast. We just keep replaying it over and over in our mind. That's not helpful. That totally scatters our good spell power. Sometimes it's because we're trying to solve it ourselves. Like we're trying to figure out what can we do. We're taking some sort of action to try to fix it ourselves. You know what? When we're doing that, we're still in the vibration of the problem. That's not helpful. How about when we're talking to others about it or listening to them? They might be talking about it to us. Yeah, again, this is scattering our manifesting power. This is an unhelpful routine and a really common one. We also do it when we're feeling bad in general, like for any reason. That's one of the reasons why I love that process of eliminating a toleration or an irritation, because when we just find some sort of reason to feel better by just handling a little thing that's been bugging us, that raises our vibration automatically. But yeah, anytime we're feeling bad for any reason, we're out of alignment with our preferred result. So that's another way we do it. And then there's another thing we commonly do that scatters our spell power, which is taking score too soon. When we're looking for things to change, we're looking for results before they've manifested, and we just keep looking and not seeing. This isn't helpful either. And I'll say this, I am good at this manifesting routine, and I've probably done every one of these things today. on the heels of some recent giant contrast. GBU members heard about it in their latest episode at the site. Anyway, it's really easy to be engaging things that are breaking our good spells, or at least diluting them, and we can do so much better than that. So here's what works better. Can you tell I'm recording this episode for myself? My little pep talk to self. Yeah, what works way better is a couple of things. First, it's to feel our feelings fully so that we're complete with it before we try to feel better. Actually, you know what? I probably said that wrong, because feeling our feelings is a way of feeling better. That's actually Abraham approved. That's a legit step in the vibration management process, because it's hard to think positive when we've got that lingering unprocessed stuff inside us. So it's not only okay to feel our feelings, it's essential to feel that stuff fully, or we're going to just keep tripping over it as we are trying to navigate our vibrational way to a solution. Another thing that works better is to stick to our story. Remember what we're calling in. Learn to harness our focus in helpful ways instead of letting gremlins seduce us back into the stress or the drama of what we don't want. I know that's easier said than done, but it's worth using these opportunities to practice getting better at it. Okay, another thing that works better is to keep our nose out of universe's business. Seriously, let it do its thing. It knows how to deliver the goods. It's got solutions up its sleeves. It's got moves we've never dreamt of. It knows things we don't know. So all we got to do is let universal wheels turn on our behalf while we keep our spell power strong by turning our attention to what's going right, or whatever we'd prefer to manifest, or how it feels to have what we want, or whatever our favorite alignment method is. Let universe do its thing. I know this can be tricky, and that's one of the things I love about Good Vibe University. It's what we do there all day long, help each other feel better through our posts, our calls, our reminders, our courses, through every interaction we have with each other, our stories, our tips, our techniques. It's all designed to help us get better at this manifesting routine. All right, so what did we learn here today? To let our spells be powerful, to line up with what we want, and then let that magic roll. A lot of people think this manifesting stuff doesn't work, but you know what? It is working all day, every day. We just don't realize how many contradictory spells we're casting on ourselves in our lives. When we clean that up a little, we get the kind of traction that inspires us to get even better at this manifesting routine. All right, that's my intention for all of us. Thanks for listening. I hope you got something good from this episode, and happy manifesting.